What's up YouTube, this is Dragon and this is another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. So let's get to the battle at hand. Now in this particular battle, I am hoping that my opponent doesn't choose the Crobat first because you're about to see a new Pokemon and ironically, I should have just made this Pokemon Jolly like I had in mind, but it was 369 speed and I knew I would see a Pokemon that's like super fast, like a Crobat or a Noivern or maybe even a Greninja. Like those are really the only three Pokemon that can outspeed this new Pokemon, Lopunny. So let's see, and of course it's the Crobat. Why would it not be the Crobat? So now I can't even use Fake Out and see if it's like, you know, this could be Inner Focus Crobat. I don't even want to play those games right off the bat. But you know what? Kind of have no choice because it can just go for Brave Bird and... oh man, I can't believe this. I can't believe this, man. Unbelievable. But I'm gonna go... oh, he withdrew. Okay. That's no problem. So, okay, he goes for the Scizor. Wow, I rarely see Scizor in the battle spot. Alright, so, I'm gonna get off my Fake Out. And, let's see. Is it gonna have anything crazy like the Rocky Helmet or anything like that? I highly doubt it. Okay. That looks like it... well, it is a Steel type, so it looks like it didn't do that much. And most Scizors are relatively defensive, so that is a bit of a thing. So let's see, if I were my opponent, what would I go for? Let's see. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my Conkeldurr, because if it decides to use Knockoff, then it won't be very effective. And on top of that, I can do a lot of damage with the Drain Punch. Then again, I don't want it to like set up any Swords Dances or anything like that. And one well, it won't use Knockoff because it's facing this Pokemon. So I'm gonna go into my Noivern. Yeah, I'm gonna go into my Noivern because my Noivern will be able to lock itself into Flamethrower, and that's going to be able to do a lot of damage to most of his team. Okay. So, you know, he might even go for the Swords Dance, which would be pretty cool. And, okay, he goes for the U-turn. So that's not going to be very effective, but it is a Scizor, so it's going to do decent amounts of damage. And let's see. Hopefully he won't go into the Crobat, you know, taking notes from my Crobat. And he does go into the Crobat. So, you know, this could be Choice Banded Crobat, and we all know that Choice Banded Crobat is pretty freaking serious. So, okay, well, if he is that, then, let's see, I'll stop the Lopunny. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor. And he goes for the Brave Bird. So hopefully this isn't Choice Band. If this is Choice Banded Crobat, then I'm definitely gonna die. And yeah, that looks pretty Choice Banded. Max attack, Choice Banded. Doing tons of damage. Okay. So now, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to kind of predict my opponent and what he's going to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight for the high jump kick. And I'm not even going to Fake Out. Because my opponent is probably predicting me to use like Ice Punch or Fake Out right now. Okay, so he goes for the switch. I'm also scrappy, so I don't have to really worry about that either. And he goes into the Mega Scizor. And the high jump kick connects. And how much damage is that going to do? That's going to do a lot. But now I still have to worry about a Bullet Punch. And that's going to be a bit of a problem. So I will go for the high jump kick again. Okay. Because I'm not really sure if the return can kill from that range. And there we go. The high jump kick connects. High jump kick has 90% accuracy, so it does have a 10% chance to miss. And if you miss a high jump kick, your low pony is pretty much dead. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're dealing with this Pokemon. Okay. If I were my opponent, what would... You know what? Given the situation, I can now go into my Conch Elder. And I could also knock off its Lumberry. And on top of that, oh, goes for the Will-O-Wisp. That's even better. That's allowing me to do even more damage. So that's better for me. Okay. So now the knockoff is going to do tons of damage to this Pokemon. If not, oh, it goes for the Protect. Okay. So he's that type. Well, you know, I expect that. This is what that type of Pokemon does. Okay. So I'm going to go for the knockoff again. And he goes for the Leech Seed, and it does connect. But I believe the knockoff should do enough damage to kill this Pokemon from this range. What? It lived with nothing. It literally lived with nothing. That is unbelievable. But you know what I'm going to do? I know it's going to use Protect. So, what I'm going to do instead, I am going to go into my Lopunny. Because, you know, why just, you know, sit here and take a free 24% damage? Because, you know, the Leech Seed and the Burn. So, okay, he goes for the Protect, and it's going to fail. And now I can just go for the... I can go for the Scrappy Return. Just in case he decides to do... Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Now, you see, right here, I feel really salty right now. Because I could just make this real easy. Like, if I were just faster than that Crobat, then I could have just Ice Punch it. This adamant Lopunny is just not going to make it. It's not going to make it. This is the most ironic situation in the world. Seriously. Like, there's nothing more ironic than this. I could have just been Jolly, and I would have had a pretty much 100% chance to win this. But now I'm going to have to rely on... I don't even know how this is going to really work. Because I'm dealing with a Choice Banded Crobat here. That's just going to Brave Bird me to oblivion. So, I'm going to go into my Conch Elder so that it can Brave Bird him instead. And then do a little bit more damage. Unless this Crobat just by chance happens to be adamant for some godforsaken reason. I mean, if this Crobat is adamant, then I mean, that would be a lesson for my opponent. Don't have an adamant Crobat. Ironically, my opponent could just not be Infiltrator, but he would have stayed in. He would have stayed in, knowing that Fake Out would have came. So I'm gonna go for the Fake Out. Because there would have been no profit for him to have switched out in that moment, because he could have just immediately killed me right there. See, he flinched. Yeah, of course he's the Infiltrator. Of course. Now right here, I'm probably going to lose. If I just had the regular 408 speed and was faster, this wouldn't even be an issue. But we're going to find out if this Crobat is adamant or not. The game-winning move right here will be Ice Punch. Let's see who is faster. It's the Crobat. Crobat is Jolly, not adamant. So that settles it. I'm changing my Lopunny to Jolly. This can't work. The one time I decide to just say, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna make it adamant. Here I am facing the Crobat. Of all the Pokemon to face. And this is exactly what I was thinking. I'd be like, okay, I bet I'm gonna see a bunch of Noiverns, Crobats, Greninjas, all those Pokemon that's gonna be just a little bit faster than the 369 speed. You have to be max speed. There's no option. There's no option. You have to be max speed Jolly. This is not like Talonflame, where you can be adamant and get away with it because of the Gale Wings, and then just kind of have that face off with other Talonflames. It's just not like that. You can't do it. You have to be jolly. Oh man. Wow. Well, lesson learned, and that was quite an interesting game. And man, oh man, oh man, I will see you guys in the next video. Get yourselves a jolly. Jesus, how did I forget the name of that Pokemon just like that? Get yourselves a jolly Megalopunny and call it a day. Have a great day.